So now we have the front of the box. We need to make the side of the box. So our side of the box was 3 inches by 3 inches. So I'm going to take my rectangle tool and we're going to create it right next to the front. So I'm going to drag my rectangle out. As I'm dragging, I'm going to type 3 inches, comma, 3 inches. And I now have a nice 3 inch by 3 inch rectangle. We're going to start by adding some legs to this rectangle. So I'm going to take my tape measure and I'm going to make a guide. And as I'm making the guide, I'm holding shift so it can only go in one direction and go to that line there so that it's the same height. Now I know my legs are 1/4 inch wide, so let's make a 1/4 inch on each side. And I'm going to need a 1/8 guide to make my curve. So 1/8, 1/8, 1/8. Alright, so let's press R to get a rectangle. Make our rectangle. Then press A to get the arcs. Draw an arc from here to here and double click. It'll get rid of the little extra there. Go from here to here, double click again, and we now have our legs. I'm going to take the eraser and get rid of that. And I no longer need these guides, so I will erase them. So the side of the box will fit into this gap here, so we need to create gaps on the side to fit in with that as well. So let's make a guide from the top to here, from the bottom to here, and then on each side they're 1/8 wide because my material is 1/8 wide. And I'm going to make a rectangle, hit R, from here to there, and from here to there, from here to there, and from here to there. Oops. Here to there. And use my eraser, get rid of the guides, get rid of the sides I no longer use. Get rid of this guide, get rid of this. Now if I hit the eraser and go through this, it'll erase my front as well, so I don't want that. I'm going to select that line and hit delete. Select this line, hit delete, and erase that line. So now I have my side. I need to make a little slot for the bottom of the box at the same level. So let's again take a guide. We're going to start from the top. We're going to hit shift so it can only go in the green direction and come and line it up with that. And I know that slot has to be 1/8 thick. So I'll make another guide. Now we're going to use that trick where we make a guide on one side. Then we're going to hit M to move it. Not that. Space, select the guide, then hit M. And as I'm moving it, I'm going to hit Control. I'm going to hit the right key, so I'm only going in one direction, and go to this location. So now I have 2 guides, one on each side, and if I hit divide by 5, it will give me nice divisions on my side. I can now make my rectangle from here to here. So a little slot for the bottom. I select it and I delete it. And I can now erase the guides I'm done with. So now if I select that, push pull and make it 1/8 thick, I now have the side of my box. Now I'm going to click it multiple times to select everything and make a component called side. And there we go. We now have the side of our box.